Good morning and welcome. My name is James Cook. Let's vlog. And today I'm talking about this, which is the GoPro Hero 9. This one has got the media mod installed because I like good sound, and we're going to put it through its paces today. I'm hoping that this could be a really great sort of vlogging camera for when I'm out and about. We're just going to sort of do a last bit of sorting out in the house. I'm bringing my GoPro in order to test it some more, and a coffee, because, you know. One of the reasons I'm so keen on this GoPro, potentially, is I've always loved the idea of a small, durable, waterproof vlogging camera that I can just have with me at all times and will basically do a pass mark at whatever challenge I set it. And what I'm hoping is that the GoPro Hero 9, with the media mod in this case, can be that camera. They've changed quite a few things on the GoPro, which I'm quite keen on. This front screen here, you can frame your shot on it. Look, let me show you. And you've got a bigger back screen as well, which I always found the back screen was a little fiddly to use. I mean, I did it because you don't have a choice, but it was definitely fiddlier than I'd like. And the sound was always a massive problem with GoPros. They didn't do a good job with the sound. Now, the actual native sound is better in the Hero 9, better than it is in my Hero 7. I missed out the Hero 8 because it just didn't seem like enough of an advantage over the Hero 7 for me to go for it. Plus, I didn't like the fact that you couldn't remove the lens. This one now does have a removable lens. And when you've got the media mod installed, it's got other little advantages as well. In particular, the thing I'm most excited about, if I can open it, is actually having a proper audio socket. Oh yeah. And also an easily accessible USB-C to charge it up or to have it on charge whilst I'm using it. And the media mod comes with these cold shoe mount points, which is really useful. I'm going to put a little wireless mic on one of them and a little sort of light, LED light thingy for shooting in dark conditions, because that's one thing that GoPros are definitely not good at, and that is taking shots in the dark. Really not their forte. They like it when it's nice and bright out. They've also increased the battery capacity by about 30%, which I think is a really good thing, because let's face it, GoPros would run out of power a little bit more sooner than you would like, especially when you shoot at a high frame rate and you've got the stabilization built in there. This little camera is doing an awful lot of work to make those stable shots. Of course, one downside of this camera versus, say, the Hero 8 and the 7 is they all share the same battery, whereas the battery in this is bigger. Although I think you can actually, if you sort of 3D print a bit of sort of mounting stuffing to go around it, you can actually get one of the old batteries in there, because the connectors on the batteries are the same connectors as you get in ordinary GoPros. It's just the battery is physically bigger. So yeah, with an appropriate sort of space filler, you could actually use an old battery. Here you go, that's why we like GoPros. And I feel like I ought to talk a little bit about the settings I'm using with this camera, because settings are something which, with a GoPro you have to be a little careful if you don't want the super duper action cam look, which is obviously, I mean, it is an action cam, so you do wind up with an action cam look, but you can sort of minimize that and make it a bit more acceptable for general vlogging. And look how small it is. Check that out. That is awesome. I love it. And this is the media mod around the outside. So as you can see, well, I can't turn the camera too much or you won't be able to see, but it's a chunky beast. For a GoPro, this is a big camera. It also makes a much better camera than previous GoPros, I feel. They were more action camera and less capable as a vlogging rig. And the GoPro came in this awesome box that was just surrounded by a bit of cardboard, so much more ecologically sound than previous GoPro packaging. So this is like my little mobile vlogging kit now. I've got everything I could possibly need. And this box is awesome. I've got all my vlogging goodies in here at the moment because it doesn't seem necessary to just put one tiny little GoPro in here. I figured, you know, I'll go the whole hog. Crack on with clearing this house. Today I'm going to be shooting the vast majority of the vlog on this camera because, well, that way I can see if it'll do the job as a proper vlogging camera. A variety of different sound situations. It's really echoey in here, so I know it's going to be really echoey. But it'll be interesting to see how good the directional mic is on this media mod. I am actually a very big fan of that. This is a large part of what makes this camera quite useful and exciting for me. And then we've got the settings. Okay. So in terms of settings, what I've got with this at the moment is, I'm actually not 100% sure. Oh yeah, that's right. 2.7K, 60 frames per second. I actually got it on set to linear, so it's a slightly narrower crop, but it does eliminate a lot of that fisheye, which it's, you know, it's great for action cams, but not so good for more of a this. Oh, speaking of resolution, this thing does 5K now, which isn't really of any interest to me at all, except in that it means if I was to shoot 4K, I could stabilize it, so that's handy. Also, the new Hero 9 has got this horizon lock mode when it's on linear, so you can actually sort of lock the horizon. Check this out. So I'm moving the camera side to side. You watch this. You watch how much I'm moving my hand and how much the actual... Look at that, it's crazy. I mean, that is some serious stability, that is. Really brilliant little feature for when you're sort of walking along, talking into camera. Essentially, it's a bit like a really, really good gimbal, but without any of the mechanics of a gimbal. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Okay, what other things? Okay, I also put the bitrate up to 100, so the higher bitrate, because I definitely don't like the sort of artifacting. I've also turned the sharpness down to medium from high because when it's in high, it's so sharp. Everything is so sharp and it's too much, so medium for that. The media mod has actually got two little microphones in its sort of shotgun thing, a directional forwards and a directional backwards. At the moment I'm using the front mic, but obviously if the camera was the other way around, I'd want to go into the settings and change it so that it was picking up mainly the back mic so that I could sort of talk whilst doing things. Downstairs. Yeah. You do have to be a bit careful with the smooth setting on GoPros because I do find that it can look a bit weird when the subject is bouncing around in the middle of the frame and the rest of it is just completely rock solid. But you see what I mean though, it's pretty nifty, isn't it? What else is great about this camera? The whole actual device, I mean, okay, so it looks huge with this media mod on, but if I take the media mod off for a second, and you can see what we're dealing with from a size point of view. It is definitely a bigger camera. Oh, just get it out. Out, there we go. Got it. Ah. That needs to come off. Right, there we go. So this little camera without the, I've actually not got the door on it either at the moment. You have to take the door off when you put the media mod on, and so the door is, it's over here. It comes on and off very easily. It seems to be very secure. Where did I put that door? Ah, yes, that's where I put it. So you just attach the door like so. He says, making a pig's ear of it. There we go. And then it just closes down like that. And we're good. Now this is waterproof to about 30 feet, 10 meters, standard sort of GoPro level of waterproofing. But that's perfectly usable for sort of swimming pool shots, shallow seas, that kind of thing. You don't want to take it diving if it can only do 30 feet. Oh, just one quick point before I close this door. This, I spent ages wondering what it was and trying to sort of get it up with my fingernail. What it is it's a quick drain microphone. So the idea is that when you come out of the water and you're above the water, this should drain quickly, allowing that microphone to work quite quickly. That's the idea. So don't lever it off with a screwdriver. There's nothing under it that you're supposed to have access to. So far, loving this camera. The hyperlapse mode is also quite cool. I do like that. That's a real nifty feature. So it just sort of tries to smooth and center all of your shots. It's pretty cool. In fact, the stability generally from this camera is incredible. That is obviously something that GoPro have really got sorted with these cameras. There are various other mods that you can get for that camera. You can get a little light mod where it sort of basically just gives you a little mini light that goes on the side here. That's pretty cool. And you can also get a max lens mod, which basically puts a really sort of fisheye lens on the front here. And when you've got that on, you can actually do that horizon lock 360 degrees, whereas without the max lens mod, you can only do the horizon lock up to 45 degrees, but that's still pretty good in my book. I've been meaning to check the tyre pressures on this for a while, so that's what I'm going to do. Also, I'm just kind of generally using this camera as much as I can to see what kind of shots I can get and when those shots are going to work and when they're not. See what's going on with these tyres. Oh, yep, it's a bit low. See, that's the thing that I love about this camera, is that because it's so small and light and easy to use and hopefully produces a reasonable quality end result, I can just use it for like every tiny little thing that I want to include. Utility is definitely a big thing for me, and this camera has lots of utility. I'm getting ready, I'm building up to a much more significant pace of video production. And that means that I wanted a few bits of kit that would help me to take good videos whilst also getting on with life and not have it be, I've got a Canon 80D here that I'm shooting with at the moment, and it's a fantastic camera, but it's huge and it's awkward and you can't take it anywhere. The second you step on private land, security guards jump out from the bushes and are like, "Oi, not here." Things like that. It's not the ideal out and about vlogging rig, unless you're somebody like Casey Neistat, in which case I'm sure it's absolutely fine. But for me, I want something smaller. And what I've used a lot is a little point and shoot from Sony. And the problem with this camera is it's a great camera. It's got a fantastic lens. It's got a really huge zoom on it. If I can find the button with my finger, which I can't because it's on the front, not the back. It's wide angle enough that you can use it. The screen flips up. RX100 Mark VI. Highly recommend that as a vlogging camera. But it does have some downsides when it comes to vlogging. It's not that well stabilized. It's obviously not indestructible at all. In fact, I always find Sony cameras have a feeling that they're not very robust. That's how I would put it. Certainly not as robust as, say, a Canon point and shoot camera might be. However, the sound from that Sony is pretty good from the built-in mics, which is one of the reasons why I like it so much. And the image from that lens is, well, okay, so a GoPro is never going to be as good as that or as good as this. But that's not the point. The point about the GoPro is that it's indestructible, flexible, can be used anywhere, and hopefully will do a pass mark in terms of video quality for vlogging when I'm out and about. Yep, all in all, I think GoPro have actually made a really good camera this time, and that's why I invested in one of these, where I didn't bother with the Hero 8, and the Hero 7 has been a good camera. I actually think if you want a pure action camera, at the moment, you're probably best off going with the Hero 7. I don't think there's a huge advantage over the 7 with the 9. However, if you do want it to do a better job of being an actual camera, as opposed to just an action one, then I think the Hero 9 it's certainly ticking my boxes so far. If you're interested in checking out the GoPro Hero 9 for yourself, or any of the mods, or if you want to buy one, dare I say it, I have got a Amazon affiliates link in the description, which will take you through, and you can get it from there. If you do, I will get a little bit of commission, which is awesome. Thank you. I think it's a great little camera. I would recommend it. All right, I think that wraps things up for the day. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to leave a like and share it and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description. And also I want to say a massive thank you to my Patreons, because you guys are awesome. And I will see you all in the next episode of my vlog. Bye. GoPros are better. I need to not scream my head off, actually. I need to remember to talk a bit quieter because I've got this lapel mic here and it's probably a little bit more sensitive than I'm used to. Where's my everything gone? It is also a much more camera-y camera than, well, camera-y camera, you know,